I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello and welcome to your daily news update on the Redmen TV on Thursday the 3rd of the 3rd after we scored 3 against Man City. It was almost serendipitous, wasn't it? I know what you're thinking. Chris and Paul, where have they gone? You're stuck with me, Landon Donovan, Andre Iniesta. Oh, apparently the new one, Roberto Martinez's evil twin brother. I don't mind that one. I quite like being an evil twin. So the news today, it's pretty much full of the aftermath of a Man City defeat. We're reveling in it. And why wouldn't you want to revel in something like that? You know, it was a great win against Man City. It was a great performance. We did really well. And that's what we're going to talk about. So there's a load of great Jurgen Klopp quotes. So just about the game in general. The boys did brilliantly. They were very angry in a positive way. The pressing situation was brilliant. The counter-pressing was good. And then we had to score goals, and we did. Being tired in this moment of the season is nothing to talk about because everybody could be. It was more about the mental thing. We lost on Sunday. We had to show a reaction. The most important moment of the season is now. We have to take what we can get. We have to stay angry to strike back in each game. We have no points to waste in our time. Everything can happen. And that's great, isn't it? You know, I wanted to hear that. You know, we've seen so many times teams who've actually won the Capital One Cup have gone on and the season flit us away and pit us out. It almost happened, well, it did happen to us with Kenny Dalglish when we won it in 2012. And you didn't know what a defeat would actually do to this squad. The squad's quite fragile. But there's still a lot to play for. We've got 2 huge games against our biggest rivals, United in the Europa League. So you want them to want to be up for that. But you also want them to focus on the league. There's points to be won. There's who knows where we could finish in the league. But we want to finish up as high as possible. And a lot of those players have got to prove that they should be at Liverpool next season and the coming seasons. They want to be part of Klopp's future at Liverpool, and I want them to go out there and prove it. And I thought they did that. I was a little bit worried before going towards the match last night. I knew Man City, we had the Blue Moon Rising guys on, and they were up for it. They want to win the league, and they thought if they could beat us at Anfield, that would be getting them steady to go on and win the league. And I thought we might be down, the fans might be down, and the players would be down, and we weren't. We got at them from the very first minute. How great was that tackle, like 25 seconds in, Flano putting Sterling on his arse, and the Kop roaring because of that. And everyone got into it, and you can see Klopp is saying that doesn't stop. There's stuff to be played for. We're Liverpool Football Club, we should be winning matches, so that's great. And talking about futures to be played for, there's a few players who haven't got contracts. 2 players who started last night, they came into the team from the cup side, Colo and Flano, and I thought both of them were great. So talking about Flanagan, after 20-something months out, he played so smart and so clever. In the first half, he showed his opponent, talking about Raheem, maybe we were friends a few months ago, but not for tonight. We've spoken about Flano, we talk about 20 months, not about quality, but now we need to see what we can do with him. The Premier League is about Sunday, Wednesday, so we'll have to think about this. That's why we have to judge the intensity a little bit, that's all. Now, I hear that, and I think he's offering him a contract. I can't see him letting a homegrown player leave. I can't see him letting a Scouse player leave, and I can't see him let a player who actually, on his day, is a very good player for Liverpool leave. He's young, he's talented. As he's saying there, we talk about the 20 months injury, not about him as a player, whether he can do it or not. So hopefully he gets a contract. But also Kolo Touré. Kolo Touré's out of contract. He's old, but he's a very good player for us at the moment. He's becoming our most dependable centre-half, who isn't Lucas. And I think he brings character and experience and a winning mentality into that team. And just a quote that I saw from Klopp again, because I love Klopp's quotes about Kolo. He said, the moment of the day was challenged from Kolo Touré on Aguero. Kolo, that was not really too bad. And that was it. You know, Kolo came in last night and he looks dependable. He's playing against very good forwards, Aguero and Silva. And at one point, they had 3 strikers on the pitch when they brought Boney and Ignacio on. And he wasn't really that bothered, was he? So I want them both to get contracts. I want Jon Flanagan to get a long-term contract because I think his long-term future's at Liverpool. And I actually want Kolo Touré to be offered a year extension. Hopefully he chooses it because I think he can lead our B team and the kids in that B team really well. And then the other bit of news is Ian Ayre came out and said we've got a war chest. Me and Chris actually did a really good subscriber show about the war chest, talking about our 25 Premier League squad registered at the moment, talking about the under-18s who are getting older, so might need to be registered in that, talking about players like Lazar Markovic who might come back from loan and have to go into the squad. And then also we've kind of figured out whereabouts in the squad we need players and where we think the war chest should be spent. But because we've said we've got a war chest, we are getting inundated, even more so than the fact that Liverpool are normally just a clickbait club with player rumours. So the biggest one is Oxlade-Chamberlain. It was a player that I'd actually like to see Liverpool buy. I think he's young, he's talented. He comes from that Southampton school where they actually play really good football and are good in possession. He's not getting a game at Arsenal at the moment, but that's because he's behind Cazorla, Sanchez, Ozil and Walcott. Ramsey in that attacking position. I think he could come in and give us options. I don't think Arsenal would sell him to us, but he's getting linked with a Liverpool move. Also, Arsenal are apparently going to rival us for Ben Chilwell at left back from Leicester. Ben Chilwell is young, he's at Leicester, he was out on loan but they brought him back. He has been getting linked with Liverpool for a long time now. I know Klopp's assistant manager or friend at Dortmund is now managing, I think it was Huddersfield that he was out on loan at, so he's possibly been told this lad's for the future. I'd hope we don't lose him to someone like Arsenal, because I'd hate to see a player that, like Dele Alli situation, a player we could have got playing for a team that's one of our rivals and doing really well. But I don't know that much about Ben Chilwell. And then also in the same position, left backs, TurkishFootball.com has said that Reds sent scouts to the Istanbul derby between Besiktas and Fenerbahce last week, and they were impressed with two players, both who played left back, Kenan Erkin, who plays for Fenerbahce, and Ismail Koybasi of Besiktas. Now, we talk about on the subscriber show how we probably need a left-back alternative into that squad, someone to challenge Moreno or maybe even replace Moreno. So I think that is a position we will be looking at. And also, the war chest is not going to be infinite. Both of these players are on freeze in the summer. So if we can get a good backup or first-choice left-back for a free contract, that means that we've got money to spend further up the pitch in the trickier to recruit and more expensive to recruit positions. I know nothing about those two players, so I did a little bit of Wikipedia research for you this morning. So just a little bit of information there. Kenan Erkin is 27. He's interestingly 5'11", which matches the Klopp recruitment of making our team a lot taller. He got 42 caps for Turkey and 2 goals, 150 caps for Fenerbahce and 9 goals. And he started off as a winger and he was turned into a left-back, so it makes him sound like he's an attacking left-back, which we actually talked about maybe going for a more defensive left-back to balance Moreno's attacking ability. Because, again, interestingly, Ismail Koybasi, who's 26, again on a free, he's 5'10" and a half. And that half's really important because I'm 5'5" and a half and no one's taking that half inch off me, because otherwise I'm 5'5" and that's close to being a midget. The same as Klein and Moreno is at the moment. That's our fullback problem. He has got 12 caps for Turkey and no goals. He's coming up to 100 caps for Besiktas and 2 goals. But he was an attacking mid who moved to left back. So again, he's probably more attack-minded than defensive. So that could raise doubts about Moreno's position. I'm not sure. But again, I think if we're getting linked with left-backs, we're probably looking at left-backs. We know there's a gap in the squad for that. Some people just hate Moreno. I actually like Moreno. I think he's a decent player who's got a mistake in him, but he does do a lot for us. But if we can bring them in on a free, it means we can spend money, because we all want to see a really exciting centre-mid, attacking centre-mid and possibly striker coming in using that war chest. So that's the news. We beat Man City. We're really happy. Everyone's really happy. We'll talk about revelling in it. We're about to go and film a final word show. Me and John are going to talk about it and basically just love the fact that we battered City and kind of got a bit of revenge for them beating us in the Cup. We've got loads of build-up for the Palace game at the weekend coming up. We're doing a starting 11 and a build-up show. So check that out, and we will see you hopefully on Sunday after we've beat Palace.
Kolo Touré, 8 out of 10. Thought he was brilliant again. Won every header in the air that he was contesting. Absolutely fantastic.